Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lashed out at the opposition, accusing them of selective outrage. The Prime Minister, while speaking on the Foundation Day of the National Human Rights Commission, called out the hypocrisy of the opposition over human rights. In fact, the Prime Minister said the opposition outraged over some cases and ignored others, and this was a dangerous trend for the country. Without naming any political leaders, Prime Minister Modi said that human rights is now viewed via a political prism, which is a threat to our democracy. The BJP soon after the Prime Minister's all-out attack slammed the Congress, questioning why there was no outrage over Hanumangarh lynching in Rajasthan, in which a Dalit man was attacked and killed by a mob. BJP Sambit Patra also lashed out at the opposition, accusing them of playing politics over the Lakhimpur Kheri violence, but not reacting to the Rajasthan lynching.
साथियों, आज जब विश्व में मानव अधिकारों की बात होती है, तो उसका केंद्र इंडिविजुअल राइट्स होते हैं, व्यक्तिगत अधिकार होते हैं। ये होना भी चाहिए, क्योंकि व्यक्ति से ही समाज का निर्माण होता है और समाज से ही राष्ट्र बनते हैं। लेकिन भारत और भारत की परंपरा ने सदियों से इस विचार को एक नई ऊंचाई दी है। हमारे यहां सदियों से शास्त्रों में बार बार इस बात का जिक्र किया जाता है, आत्मनः प्रतिकूलानि परेशान न समाचारेत, यानी जो अपने लिए प्रतिकूल हो वो व्यवहार दूसरे किसी भी व्यक्ति के साथ न करें। इसका अर्थ यही है कि मानव अधिकार केवल अधिकारों से नहीं जुड़ा, बल्कि ये हमारे कर्तव्यों का विषय भी है। हम अपने साथ साथ दूसरों के भी अधिकारों की चिंता करें, दूसरों के अधिकारों को अपना कर्तव्य बनाएं। हम हर मानव के साथ समभाव और ममभाव रखें। जब समाज में ये सहजता आ जाती है, तो मानव अधिकार हमारे समाज का जीवन मूल्य बन जाता है।
प्रियंका जी और राहुल जी आज अपने आप को चैंपियंस ऑफ दलित राइट, चैंपियंस ऑफ ह्यूमन राइट के रूप में प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं। मगर प्रियंका जी, क्या यह सत्य नहीं है कि राजस्थान के प्रेमपुरा गांव, जो राजस्थान के हनुमानगढ़ के जिले में है, इस गांव में, प्रेमपुरा गांव में आज से चंद दिनों पहले जगदीश मेघवाल नामक एक युवा को जिस प्रकार से पीट पीट के बेरहमी से मार दिया गया, उसे मौत के घाट उतार दिया गया। इतना बड़ा जघन्य अपराध राजस्थान में हो जाता है, जगदीश मेघवाल को मार दिया जाता है, उसकी लिंचिंग हो जाती है। मगर क्या आपने राहुल गांधी, प्रियंका वाड्रा, अखिलेश यादव, इनमें से किसी को वहां जाते हुए देखा?
Now, a landmark breakthrough in India's fight against COVID-19. India's very own Covaxin has now been approved for kids, clearing the path for children from 2 to 18 years to be vaccinated. The 2-dose vaccine can now be administered with a gap of 20 days between the first and the second dose for children. Comorbid children may get first priority here for the jabs. The move will also boost full reopening of schools. Covaxin has already been proven of adequate safety, efficacy for those above 18 years old. In fact, the emergency use nod was given by Subject Expert Committee of India's top drug regulator. It now needs final approval from the Drugs Controller General of India before full immunization drive begins.
क्योंकि 2 साल से तो स्कूल ही नहीं जा रहे, वो ऑलमोस्ट 2 साल हो गए
जी।
तो इससे बहुत सिक्योरिटी हो जाएगी कि बच्चों को प्रोटेक्शन मिला है। और जो थर्ड वेव में हम सोच रहे थे कि शायद ये बच्चों के माध्यम से अडल्ट्स को भी इन्फेक्शन फैलेगा, तो सबको ही प्रोटेक्शन मिलेगी, बच्चों को ही नहीं, अडल्ट्स को भी मिलेगी, बुजुर्गों को भी मिलेगी। तो ये तो एक तो इंडिया में बनी है, ये तो इसके लिए तो हमें वैसे ही एज एन इंडियन गर्व है कि ऐसा यहाँ पे इतनी बायोटेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ गई है। और दूसरा फैक्ट कि ये इफेक्टिव निकली है और इससे बहुत अच्छा फायदा होगा हमारी सारी पॉपुलेशन को, बच्चों को खास करके। ये इफेक्टिवनेस पता लगेगी इस वायरस के अगेंस्ट कि जो कैसे पता लगता है कि ये जो 6 महीने के बाद जो ऐसा लग रहा है कि लोगों की जो इम्यूनिटी हम एंटीबॉडीज से मेजर करते हैं, क्योंकि इम्यूनिटी 2 तरीके की होती है, एक एंटीबॉडीज की होती है, दूसरी सेलुलर रिस्पॉन्स होता है बॉडी का। तो जो एंटीबॉडीज मेजर कर रहे हैं उससे लोगों को जिनके बहुत ही ज्यादा गिर गए हैं उनके लिए ये सोचा जा रहा है कि बूस्टर डोज दिया जाए, और दूसरा जो हेल्थ केयर वर्कर्स हैं जो सारा टाइम एक्सपोज्ड हैं उनको दिया जाए, और बुजुर्गों को दिया जाए। तो ये स्टडी चल रही है, बहुत सारी कंट्रीज ने तो ये अप्रूव भी कर दिया है, अमेरिका में तो शुरू भी हो गया है।
All right, let me quickly cut across to Milind Sharma joining us live. Milind, big news coming in. Vaccine has been approved for children here between the age group of 2 to 18. Covaxin, which was so far said to be safe for adults, is now said to be safe for kids too. How soon will it be available, and is it mandatory for children to be getting it? And if not, then who gets priority here?
Well, it's not mandatory, but yes, it is a good move if children are vaccinated against COVID-19, and that's why Covaxin's data that was submitted to the Drug Controller General on whether or not the vaccine is safe for children is now available. And yes, the Drug Controller General of India has found Covaxin to be safer if administered to children from 2 to 18 years. So now children will also be protected against COVID-19. We're expecting the vaccine to roll out in a month or so. Agree that it's the same vaccine that has been given to the adults as well. The trials were done on the same Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, which is a 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine. The trials were done on children, and the trials have found that it is safe when administered to vaccine. The vaccine is well tolerable as well as generates immunogenicity and antibodies to protect the children against COVID-19. Now, the price would remain the same as well. And if we look at a government setup where the vaccine is being given, the vaccine will be given free of cost as part of the COVID-19 immunization program that the government has been looking at. But who will be given priority? Certainly children who are comorbid. Sources have told us in the government that they would likely be given first priority for vaccination, as was being done by the vulnerable age category above 60 years when India started its vaccination drive. Now, Covaxin will also be one of those vaccines that are safe to be administered to children after a lot of other countries already began vaccinating children. If you look at United Kingdom or America, children from the ages of 12 are being vaccinated, but we found that the vaccine is tolerable from 2 to 8. Bharat Biotech's Covaxin is an indigenously made vaccine, made in India, made in Bharat vaccine, which will be used to vaccinate our own children, has been found to be safer when given to adults as well. There are very little side effects that are being reported, and that is the reason that the vaccine could also be given to children now safely. Certainly with schools being shut for a long time, this spells good news, so that children would also be able to go back to school safely, with parents who want their kids to be vaccinated to get the vaccine. For now, this will be an injectable vaccine given intramuscularly through a needle, but there are trials going on for a nasal vaccine as well, which could become an alternative and also become a booster shot for Covaxin takers who've already taken 2 shots of Covaxin.
Well, Milind, stay with us. I'm going to break it down exactly the needs that children have this time amid the pandemic. What's the reason that experts suggest kids should also be considered while being vaccinated? In fact, why kids really need the COVID-19 vaccine? This is a question that's being asked. Well, we know that kids may be more vulnerable to the new variants. There are a lot many more variants to come in the days to follow. Possibly the vaccine could only save them. Vaccinated adult population will get herd immunity. Of course, we know that many of them have already been infected and vaccinated, and herd immunity will mean that the burden of the infection may just shift down to children. And that's the worry here, that children will be overrepresented in infection numbers. So far we've seen only a small number of children being affected by COVID-19, very few severe cases, but with herd immunity among the adults, we're not too sure in the days to come. While here we're looking at infection numbers among kids, of course, so far that is low, but over time, delaying vaccine for kids or delaying kids' immunization here could really make them virus reservoirs, which makes it all the more necessary for parents to consider getting their kids vaccinated at the earliest. Let me cut across to Milind for more. Milind, over to you. Here we're looking at parents, of course. Initially, they were apprehensive. First, they thought that none of us knew that the COVID-19 pandemic would hit us so hard. Initially, adults were hesitant for taking the vaccine, and then once they took the vaccine, they were worried for their children not getting the vaccine now, or there was no vaccine for kids in India as yet that was rolled out. Now finally a vaccine is here. Parents who are slightly skeptical, how would you convince, or how has experts really managed to convince those parents who believe that their kids have great immunity? Why do they need the vaccine? We've broken it down, but if you could really elaborate for us.
Well, Nabila, first of all, we've seen the larger effects of COVID-19 that have been seen in adults who were infected. A lot of them may also suffer from long COVID with COVID-19, not just infecting the lungs, but also having long-term symptoms of COVID-19 due to the immunity and the immune system of the person. We've seen an onset of diseases like diabetes or heart-related ailments as well, where COVID-19 was affecting the heart. So for now, we don't have enough data even to say that adults are being infected and suffering from long-term COVID symptoms, but we have very, very little data of how much COVID has impacted the 60% children in India who have been infected, as shown in the Sero survey results that have been done by the ICMR. So for a long-term effect, we still don't know how much COVID-19 affects children. And it would be certainly better if children are therefore vaccinated, because children are not aliens to vaccines. Ever since children are born, there are a lot of vaccines that are given. For example, a BCG shot is given. There are influenza vaccines, there are rotavirus vaccines, there are rubella vaccines that children take. And Covaxin, the COVID-19 vaccine, will be no different. Certainly, at least for the sake of Bharat Biotech, we can say that the vaccine has been tried and tested on more than 550 sample size of children in the country. And definitely it has shown good safety and immunogenicity results. So it's much better to get your child vaccinated than to have your child unprotected in this kind of environment where we are looking at many waves that other countries are going through despite people getting vaccinated. One of the major reasons that children could get vaccinated now is definitely vaccines will help reduce the severity of the disease and will help reduce hospitalizations.
Right.
The problem of COVID-19 will not be anything more than an influenza virus. At least the child's immune system will be able to fight off the virus in time.
Milind, thank you very much for joining us with those details. This is fantastic news, but the world over, countries have been trying hard to find a vaccine for children. A few of the countries have managed to get their hands on a vaccine. India now one of them. But I'm going to give you a quick glimpse into those countries that have made vaccines available for children. And that includes India, of course. We're looking at India now, who enters the elite bracket. Among the other countries include United States. You also have, for that matter, Canada, who've now come out with a vaccine for children. And then you have UAE, who've also come out with vaccine for children. And then, of course, Singapore, who already rolled out vaccine for kids. You have Germany as well, that's also now, that's already approved vaccine for children. You have Denmark, along with, of course, Spain and Sweden, on the other hand, Norway as well. These are the countries who've now managed to get a vaccine for children. In fact, many of these countries have already rolled out their vaccines. Children have received it, and safely so. Now, first image of Pakistan terrorist arrested in Delhi. Interrogation reveals that the terrorist, identified as Mohammad Ashraf, came to Delhi via Nepal and was planning to carry out attacks during upcoming festive seasons. The probe also reveals that the terrorist was living in India for the last 15 years with a fake ID having the name Ali Ahmad Noori on it. In fact, cops have also recovered AK-47 rifles, a hand grenade, 2 sophisticated pistols and 1 Indian passport from his possession. Now, sources say that the arrested terrorist was moving around in different cities for more than a year and that he has been trained by Pakistan's ISI. The arrested terrorist also spent a few days in Kashmir and has confessed to have been involved in terror incidents in Jammu and Kashmir. It is learned that he was living as a cleric in Delhi and was receiving orders from ISI through voice-over internet protocols so that Indian agencies could not track him down. Details from his 2 mobile phones are also being extracted currently. Sources say that he received many internet calls from Pakistan. Delhi police there will hold a press briefing at 2:30 p.m. to share more details about this operation.
दिल्ली पुलिस ने उसे गिरफ्तार किया, उससे पूछताछ की तो पता लगा कि कालिंदी कुंज के आगे जो बालू पूरा जो रेतीला हिस्सा है उसमें एक जगह पर इसने बड़ी मात्रा में AK-47 समेत हथियार छिपा के रखे हुए हैं। दिल्ली पुलिस की टीम वहां पहुंची और सभी हथियारों को पुलिस ने बरामद किया है। इसके अलावा पुलिस को यह भी पता लगा है कि जब 15 सालों से ये रह रहा था तो मौलवी बन के रहता था, झाड़ फूक करता था और लगातार जो मॉड्यूल, अगर कोई टेरर मॉड्यूल है तो उनको यहाँ पर वो लॉजिस्टिक सपोर्ट देता था। इसके पास से जो मोबाइल मिले हैं उसके जरिए पाकिस्तान के कई सारे नंबर स्पेशल सेल के हाथ लगे हैं। अब पुलिस जांच कर रही है और ये पता लगाने की कोशिश कर रही है कि पिछले 15 सालों में कितने लोगों ने किस किस जगह पर इसकी मदद की और इसने किन लोगों की आगे मदद की। जो हथियार इसके पास से बरामद हुए हैं वो हथियार इस तक कहां से पहुंचे थे, इन सारी चीजों के बारे में भी लगातार पूछताछ की जा रही है।
Let's now take a listen to Uzaib Ahmed, who is a resident of Shastri Nagar, the address where Pakistan terrorists stayed for about 4 months 15 years ago.
जी देखा था।
कब, कितने साल?
तकरीबन मैडम 15 साल पहले देखा था।
15 साल पहले
जी।
और ये आए थे, उसके बाद कोई मदद आप लोगों से इन्होंने मांगी?
जी मैडम, इन्होंने काफ़ी टाइम पहले हमारे किसी जानने वाले के साथ आए थे तो इन्होंने कहा कि मैं रमेश पार्क में काम करता हूँ लक्ष्मी नगर की तरफ, तो मुझे किराए पे कमरा चाहिए था। तो पापा ने इन्हें किराए पे कमरा वगैरह दिया था और उसके बाद इन्होंने थोड़ी मदद मांगी थी मेरे पास किसी चीज़ में डॉक्यूमेंट लगाना है, तो उसमें जो है मेरे को आधार कार्ड की ज़रूरत है, तो पापा ने वो दे दिया था अपना, पता नहीं अब क्या सबूत प्रूफ दिया था, बनवा दिया था मगर इनका आधार कार्ड।
Let me quickly cut across to Shreya Chatterjee joining us for more information on that. Shreya, how did the police really manage to find the whereabouts of this man? What led to his arrest? Take us to the tip-off that they received.
Well, Nabila, this particular person was put under surveillance by the Delhi Police Special Cell. And now, for quite a long time, the Delhi Police Special Cell is trying to look out for the sleeper cells who have now activated. Remember, the Delhi Police Special Cell just a few days back had sent out a terror alert ahead of the festivities. And this comes not even less than a month back when a terror module was busted in a joint operation. So the Delhi Police was actively looking out for such people. But this becomes a big catch because the person wasn't an Indian national, he was a Pakistan national staying in the forged documents, and we actually also got in touch with all these people who he used to create this particular forged document so that he could stay under a hidden identity. However, Delhi police managed to get him, and what is extremely shocking is the amount of ammunition and the kind of pistols and rifles that the Delhi police managed to get. They're right now interrogating and trying to unearth whether or not there is a direct link with the increased activity that's also there in Jammu and Kashmir right now, because this particular person had also travelled to Kashmir.
Right. Thank you very much, Shreya, for joining us with those details. Let me cut across here. 2 more terrorists have been gunned down in an encounter that broke out between security forces and terrorists in South Kashmir's Shopian. According to sources here, a joint team of Jammu and Kashmir Police, Army and CRPF launched a search operation after a fresh tip-off of terror presence. As the joint forces intensified searches, the hiding terrorists opened fire, which was retaliated by our forces. 2 to 3 terrorists were believed to be hauled up in that area. This is the 5th encounter in just the last 30 hours in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier, 3 terrorists of Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba were killed in an encounter in early hours today. In fact, terrorists have been identified as Danish Ahmed, Mukhtar Ahmed, Yawar Ahmed. Mukhtar Ahmed is from Ganderbal. He was behind the killings of Bihari Panipuri seller Virender Paswan in Srinagar just last Tuesday. Arms and ammunition have also been recovered from slain terrorists. 25 civilians have been killed by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir this year in total, including Sikh woman principal, a Kashmiri Pandit teacher in a Srinagar school. Remember, you're looking at minorities being under threat, many of them, and the Indian forces, of course, went on overdrive trying to crack down on terror activities around the area. And here, these are the terrorists that have been gunned down in the last 24 hours. Mukhtar Shah, Yawar Ahmed and Danish Ahmed. They were caught based on a tip-off. Let me quickly cut across to more details coming in on that. In fact, a deputy SP of Jammu and Kashmir tried in vain to get 3 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists to surrender. He's seen appealing to terrorists to surrender and lay down their weapons during the encounter in South Kashmir's Shopian district. India Today has now accessed that video just hours before the final assault. Let's take a look.
ये तो गुजारिश करन कि तो नेबर सरेंडर करियो हथियार त्रो पत्थर अत करियो खड़ा तो नेबर ने तो ये मौक दिन कि दोबारा तो आराम से जिंदगी ब्याह जिंदगी जियो यम तर मजाहिद अंदर च फसेमित बुशा डीएसपी इमाम साहब तो गुजारिश करन अस सिलेंडर हनस को तैयार तो ये तो करियो सरेंडर पानी नो जिंदगी जियो तो ये नेबर अत करियो खड़ा हथियार त्रो पत्थर ये तो आखिरी गुजारिश तो ये नेबर हेलो यम तर मजाहिद
All right, I'm going to quickly cut across to India Today, who's speaking exclusively to Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat about the spurt in infiltration along the valley. He said situation is under control and proxy war is being perpetrated by Pakistan. Here's the conversation.
Sir, what we've seen at the LOC yesterday is like a huge setback. How do you see this now?
Setback. It's the first time it's happening. How?
But are these hard-trained terrorists? What's happening in Kashmir Valley, targeting of minorities?
You are fighting a proxy war in the nation. Aren't we aware of it? And that there is a proxy war being perpetrated on you.